So today we are learning all about PDF sewing patterns. So these are print at home sewing patterns. This is one, a bonus color for the Julianne from the DIBY Club. And for PDF sewing patterns, they are a little bit different than if you're used to working with the tissue paper patterns, and they're so much more awesome if you want to ask me, if you want my opinion on it. So I have gone ahead and printed this. The first thing I want you to do when you are working with a PDF sewing pattern is you are going to print the page that has this tester square on it, okay? Now if you printed it correctly, you will have printed this at actual size or 100%. You will not scale down. You want to make sure that this is printed at actual size or 100%, and I will show you why that is important. So before you go out and print all 50 pages of your sewing pattern, you're going to find this tester square and just print your page that has this square on it. And depending on the designer, they will tell you what the square should measure. So for DIBY Club patterns, we have a 1 inch and a 4 centimeter tester square for you to check the scale before you get even close to taping this or doing anything else with it. You want to check this square to make sure that it's correct. So this one has been printed correctly. So I have my sewing gauge here. There's 1 inch, and if you go to my 1 inch tester square, you will see that it is in fact 1 inch. Now, if you happened to have printed it to scale to fit, then you'll see the bottom here, it's smushed in the pattern so that it fits within the page. And now if we go to our tester square and we line this up, you're going to see that we have about a 1/16 of an inch difference. Now, you're going to be tempted to say, oh, that's close enough. It is absolutely not close enough. A 1/16 of an inch difference is going to be about 2 or 3 inches difference in your hemline. The entire pattern is not going to fit correctly. It's going to be way smaller than intended if this is at all smaller than the 1 inch. So that is the first thing you'll want to be sure of, is that your scale is correct. The next thing I want to point out is an option for many PDF sewing patterns. This is included with all DIBY Club patterns, and this is the layers feature. So you'll see all of the different sizes for this particular pattern piece. Since I have my plus and my misses size, I have a total of 40 sizes on here. And when you get into really complex patterns, this can start looking really messy. So I'm going to put a link in the description of this video on how to use the layers feature, but it is very simple, and all you're going to be doing is deselecting any sizes that you don't need. So for this particular pattern, I went ahead and deselected everything but size 4. So now you'll see that I only have the lines for size 4, which makes it super easy to cut out. It makes it less stressful when you're trying to match up really tricky curves with each other. So finally, let's go ahead and talk about how you assemble a pattern. So this is just, I picked this one because it's just 3 pages. A lot of patterns, especially if you're into the adult sizes, are going to have many, many pages to them that you will need to assemble. And this is made very easy by checking out your pattern's print markings. Now, some patterns require you to trim the edges first. If they do, they will have specific identified trim lines. Other patterns, like the DIBY Club patterns, are no trim pages. This means that you don't need to sit down and cut off any ends of your pages. They are just going to align automatically. And how we have done this, all patterns are going to have different markings. I will show you the DIBY Clubs, and they will be pretty similar throughout different products. So what I have are labeled pages. So this is A1, so this is going to be row A, column 1, and this is row B, column 1, and row C, column 1. So they are going to go like this to line up, okay? So I'm going to start by matching up my B1 over top of my A1. And I will do that by aligning the edge of B1 to this line, this marking right here, on the edge of A1. And then DIBY Club patterns also have these circles with X's through them to really help you double, triple check that you have everything aligned perfectly accurately. Now this is a good example here. I'm going to go ahead and tape this and show you something very noteworthy about PDF sewing patterns. So once I have this lined up, I'm going to go ahead and tape it into place. And you will of course want to make sure that you're taping over your pattern lines so that when you cut them out, they are nice and even. Now what I wanted to show you is that while my circles are lined up, everything is perfectly lined up with the printer markings, but if you get really close, you're going to notice that my paper is not aligned. The edge of B1 is in a little bit from the edge of A1. Now this is why having these print markings is so important, because at-home printers typically have a hard time feeding in the paper evenly, which means that this paper was fed in just slightly over compared to this page. So you really want to depend on your print markings to make sure that you align these perfectly, and don't worry if they're a little bit off over here, because if you have them lined up correctly here, then everything should line up perfectly. So now I'm going to go ahead and put page C1 over top of B1 and tape that into place. And now you have a fully assembled pattern piece here. At this point, all you're going to do is just cut out your piece. If you have used the layers option, you're just going to see the sizes that you need to cut out. Otherwise, just approach this as you normally would and just cut along the appropriate size for your pattern. So that is pretty much it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and please see the resources available in the video description. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos, and I hope to see you next time.